our ACC Network Extra telecast tonight here in Littlejohn Coliseum. It's the number 25 Oregon Ducks against the Clemson Tigers. And hi, everybody, and welcome aboard, along with former longtime Clemson women's coach Jim Davis, Pete Hannity with you. Tonight, an 8-0 Clemson team going at it against an Oregon team that's in the top 25 rankings in there today for the first time since 2003. The unbeaten Tigers probably going to get their best test to this point in the season this evening.
No question. They've lost one game, and they lost by 8 points to the number 5 team in America, Mississippi State. So it's going to be a test for the Lady Tigers.
Now, last year, these two teams met for the first time out in Eugene, Oregon, and the Ducks pulled away to the victory. Tigers hung around in that ball game, but Oregon eventually got the win despite a huge game, a career game for Danielle Edwards, the now Tiger sophomore guard. Well, these are two young teams, very few seniors to be found on either roster, so we turn to juniors for our key players. One of them, one of the best shooters in the country, Lexi Bando, a junior guard from right there in Eugene for the Oregon Ducks.
She can fill it up, got a very quick release and shoots it with range.
A year ago against the Tigers, she had a solid game with 13 points. On the other side, Tiger junior Nellie Perry, the forward out of Camden, New Jersey, who had a very nice piece of work last year out in Oregon with 16 points in that game.
Very versatile, scores in a lot of ways, so they need Nellie to come up big today.
Tigers' third turnover here, and we're less than 2 minutes into the opening quarter. Feed in the corner, Bando, the good shooter, and Lexi Bando makes it a 10-0 game. She began the day in the top 15 in the nation in three-point shooting, and Audra Smith has seen enough. She's going to call her first timeout, try to break this momentum. The Oregon Ducks, new to the top 25 and playing like it, an early 10-0 lead. Battle inside for the rebound, and good hard work by Megan Trinder, but knocked away. Here come the Tigers.
4 on 2.
Cardacci inside of the arc, and she gets that one to go. So, Victoria Cardacci with 6 points last time out against Maine, has 5 off the bench here. Then about shooting when she gets it.
No
Campusano, the freshman with a spin move, can't finish. Swatted back out high, going to be run down by Perry. Doesn't have numbers, goes to the hole.
Oh, what a move.
15 right out of the gate, and then 17 at one point in the opening quarter of play. They're trying to get a little run going, and what a nice feed ahead to Bando, and she finishes as the freshman Ionescu, averaging just over 5 assists a game, feeds her that time. Back with you in Littlejohn Coliseum, along with the winningest women's coach all time in Clemson history, Jim Davis. Pete Hannity with you, and while you blush, you see your numbers there, some great stuff. I remember that first ACC title over at the Winthrop Coliseum in Rock Hill in 1996, and as the buzzer sounded, you might have jumped as high as you ever did in your career.
Well, that's probably true, but I want you to understand that good players make good coaches, and that's the reason this building is so important, so they can recruit good players.
Well, some good players on display in the opening half. Oregon with that great recruiting class, and they were red hot. They got out of the gate in fine fashion, jumping out to a 15-0 lead.
5 for 7 in the first quarter from three-point range, 0 for 2 in the second quarter. Clemson got on their toes, made them put it on the floor, and they weren't nearly as effective.
But really impressive work by Sabrina Ionescu and her cohort Lexi Bando from long range. For the Tigers, who had turned it over a bunch early, ended up forcing Oregon into some mistakes, and that translated into work on the offensive end.
They did indeed. The press really hurt Clemson at the get-go, just like you said it would. And I thought maybe Kelly Graves would come back with that, and I still think we might see it again very soon.
And a Tiger team that really heated up as that first quarter went on. They actually ended up 7 out of 12 in the opening quarter, and in the second quarter, they were solid as well. And as a result, having trailed by close to 20 at one point, in a working deficit as the third quarter begins after these messages when we come back to Littlejohn. Again, the switches even become easier because you can always go with a size advantage, it seems like. A little fadeaway that time. And Alexander doing a nice job. Ionescu, Hebert up in, and there is the 10th assist in the ball game for Sabrina Ionescu, and her second triple-double in this, her 9th collegiate game and just the 6th in Oregon women's basketball history. And one player has 2 of them.
I see why she's the #1 player in the country.
Man, what a player. 23 points to go with 12 rebounds and now 10 assists for Ionescu. And that time, Perry can't get a last bucket, and that will do it here in Littlejohn Coliseum. So the Oregon Ducks, who moved into the top 25 for the first time in better than a decade earlier today at number 25 in the land. They were picked 7th in the Pac-12 as they continue to roll out in the early stages of this 2016 and 17 campaign. And tonight with the win, they improved 8-1. They're going to open some eyes around their very good league. For the Tigers, first ball game in 10 days, they fought 8-1, but Coach really enjoyed it. And again, you like what you see out of this Clemson team despite the outcome tonight.
Thank you, Pete. I enjoyed being with you. You're the ultimate professional, and you carried me again.
Oh, no, come on now. Great working with good folks like yourself. Oregon started hot, they finish hot, and in the end, they go on to the decisive victory by a final of 87-59. Friends, to watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games in our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. On behalf of Jim Davis, Pete Hannity saying so long from Little John Coliseum. This has been a presentation of ESPN.